Hello guys, hello my friend. How are we tonight? I am going to wait a little bit to see who's going to turn up for the live here. So I'm going to give it a few moments as I am having my evening special drink here, which I'll show you in a bit. If you are coming in a little bit at a later stage, not now, because some of you probably asleep. It's just gone past 10 p.m. in Australia. It's about 10 past 10 and I am a little late. So if you are watching this live as a replay, please hashtag replay replay if you're watching it replay. If you're here now, pop in and say hi. I'm going to try what I've done before. When I've done this before, a thumb comes up on the screen, but maybe it doesn't want to do it now. When I do that, it comes up as a heart. Doesn't want to do it now. I don't know how I did that last time. Anyway, let's just give it a little bit of a moment. The heading I've got today, I guess it comes from my reflections from today, is to how to go from pain to extraordinary. How does that sound? Let's see who is gonna come on with me live here. Come on, Facebook. Facebook is a little bit slow, usually takes a little bit of time, so if you start too early, you'll be talking by yourself, and if you wait a little bit, there's people that pop in and say hi. And of course, I'd like to have a few people with me here. I can see some people are coming on live here now. So say hi, comment on the comments, and let me know if you can hear me okay. I've just come off some really good training calls. Hello. Another beautiful person popping in, and say hi, comment in the comments below. Let me know where you're from. I actually don't know where you're from. Hello guys, so good to see you. I'm sitting here on my Swiss ball, so if I'm bouncing around, you know why I am jumping up and down, because I find it hard to sit still when I'm on my ball. So it's been a big day for me. Hello from America. Good to see you, Tyler, Ian, Christina. Good to have you here. It is so good to see you here. Hello. Oh, Sheila. Hello, mate. I've got a friend of mine. He's, where are you? In LA, Tyler? Are you in LA? I think San Francisco. Let me know where you're from. Can't remember. I've known Tyler for a long time. He's an incredible volleyballer and coach, and I see him do some extraordinary stuff. He's got some other talents too, like playing guitar that I've seen. And yeah, just great to have a connection like you, Tyler, that's I've been friends with for a very long time. So it's great to have you here. We have a lot of things in common too when it comes to fitness, don't we? And you've done some amazing things. So tonight's live, it is about me sharing a little bit of how to go from pain to extraordinary. That sounds pretty maybe hard, but I know there's lots of people that have gone from pain. And when I say pain, it doesn't have to be physical pain. It can be emotional pain. It can be mental pain. It could be pain from some loss in life. It could be from injuries. It could be anything that has been a big challenge in your life. It's been really, really hard for you. And you guys have followed me, I think, for quite a long time. If you're coming in here, have seen my journey, have seen the absolute, big changes I've had in life. Are you aware of that? guys here that I've had massive changes in my life, and I wanted to share a little bit about that. And also, I guess, what I have done to kind of go from or navigate through that pain or the hardship to shifting my reality around and create something different. So welcome. I don't know who's watching. Please write something in the comments, because it just, oh, now my heat is dropping. Oh my goodness. So write something in the comments. Hopefully that heater is standing up there now. They fell off the wheels. Anyway, so let's start. Okay. You guys are watching here now, if you're watching the replay, who has ever gone through some challenge in life? Has had some pain, maybe injuries, maybe lost a person, lost a relationship, any kind of pain. Who has gone through some hardship and pain of any sort? Please give me a thumbs up if you've done that. Oh, can you see that? Did you see that on the screen? Do you see that? Fireworks? Please let me know if you see it, because when I do that, I get fireworks. Do you see that? Give me a like. I need to know if you see it, because on my screen when I do that, I get fireworks. Wow, how cool is that? I'm figuring things out every day. All right, back to what I was talking. Who's gone through some challenge or pain in life where you feel like you don't know if you're going to be able to get through? Who's been there? Be honest. Be honest. Well, you must be freaking perfect. You guys that are watching this live now, you've never gone through any hardship. Well, you are one lucky person. All right. Maybe this live will be for someone watching the replay then. So if you have gone through some pain and hardship of any shape and form, if it is just, some aches and pains in the body, or you lost something, let me know. Okay. So you guys, some of you followed my journey in the last 2 years, and I'm only going to talk about the last 2 years because there've been plenty of hardship. There've been plenty in my life, plenty. But I'm going to share about the last 2-3 years. Well, actually, probably 3 years. As you know, there's been a lot of things happening around the world. We've got the pandemic that was planned out and so nicely was rolled out 3 years ago, which, that was one little thing that made me have to navigate around things. At the time, I was having a wellness center and shop, crystal shop. I had a treatment center, I ran workshops and all that kind of stuff in my wellness center on the Surf Coast in Torquay. I remember the day they announced, that thing that was happening 3 years ago. And straight away, I just knew it had nothing to do with what they said. Hello, guys. Hello, guys. Look at this. Look at this. It's awesome to have you here. Yay! Oh, it's so cool. Let's see if I do that. I knew straight away that it had nothing to do with what they were saying. I just had that inner knowing. And obviously that that really impacted me, having my lease of my center down there, and I had to start to navigate around that, which was interesting. It was really interesting. First of all, I was obviously paying huge amount of rent for the place I had to keep paying that, and the money was going out the door, with people saying they shouldn't be stepping outside, and they certainly shouldn't be touching any crystals, and they certainly shouldn't be touching any cash at that point in time. I don't know why I'm sharing this, but who knows where it goes. I'll share with you whatever comes to me. So by that time, I actually put on my door, I went cardless. A lot of people went cashless, but I went cardless. People walked in and they went, you're taking cash? And I go, yeah, I do. And, mind you, I had like massive amount of crystals in plastic containers, and people were picking up crystals all the time. So anyway, but very few people came out because there was so much fear. And obviously I didn't make the amount of money that I normally made, and lost a lot of money. And then at one stage I had to pack it all up, because, you weren't allowed to do what you should have been allowed to do. So I packed up and decided to just work from home. At that time, I also decided to, like many people did, decided to learn how to go online. So with my Pilates classes, my body awakening classes, I got, learned to do Zoom. I got a microphone, and I was stripping out my shop, and I set up there and I started my classes. So I was back to teaching classes, which I kind of navigated away from a little bit. So, I had to navigate around all this. And I tell you what, to have to work so hard that I worked, when all the money is going just to pay for something and you still going backwards, it is pretty painful. I don't know if any of you guys have been in that position, but to be under a huge amount of financial pain and stress, it's challenging. But I mean, that was just one of those things that were really, really challenging. I mean, there were so many other stresses. As you all know, that a lot of families, they got divided and, different of opinion. It was really hard to navigate around. And that was a massive, massive one for me, because I stood my ground with my intuition and my guidance of what was true and what I was prepared to do or not to do. And there were no question at all with me. But that obviously came with that I had to navigate around things, and that was really challenging, guys, to have very close people to you that you want to help out, and a lot of friendships, a lot of family members, basically, losing those relationships and close family members. It's been bigger than I realized. Not easy. And if you are with me in the same position where there's been a lot of division or a lot of judgment, you know how hard that can be. So to stand in your own decisions and taking responsibility for that, and be prepared to lose some friendships and all that kind of stuff. Definitely was very, very hard. And at the time, when I actually reflect on that now, guys, it's I realize how hard that was. Really, really hard. And like on the same time, I don't know about you guys, but I went down what we call the rabbit hole. I started immersing myself with all kinds of knowledge. I just had the urge to learn about everything. So I was watching, and I still do. I'm a person that love learning new things all the time. Like, I literally feel like I do not have time to sleep. Hello, beautiful. Hello, so good to have you here. I'd love to have some comments. I'd love to have some fireworks. Yay! Just because you're here, Robin. How cool is that? Yeah, so back to where I was. I don't know where I was. Anyway. So, just back to the whole thing and realizing, going down the rabbit hole. I'm a person that want to learn things all the time. I was going to say, I don't have a TV and I haven't watched TV for, I don't know how long. I cannot watch anything because I see through everything, and my mind cannot concentrate on something that is, there's no button for the fireworks. It's just me, Robin. It's me. Look. Because I'm so magical. Anyway, so no TV, and I haven't had TV for a very long time. And actually, when my kids were young, you're talking a long time ago, 20, 25 years ago, when they were young, we actually didn't have a TV. We didn't let the kids play PlayStation. They probably thought they were deprived of a lot of things. My ex-husband was luckily the same. Practically no TV. They played sport and they did other things, educational games. So, but I went down the rabbit hole and I just immersed myself with learning about all kinds of stuff, and particularly actually history. Funnily enough, I used to hate history at school. So, so back to the story. I'm going to go from pain to being extraordinary. So I'm on the pain part. And so a lot of, obviously, challenge through family division, to the point where I actually deleted a lot of my family members from my social media. Now, you guys that are here, I've got a lot of followers. I've got a lot of people around. I share with a lot of people. When it comes to close connection, though, I tend to really ring up and be there, like talk to people closely. But it's a nice medium to share with, a lot of people. But I found that whenever I went live or were talking about what was truth to me, obviously a lot of people had different opinion. So I decided to take away some of my family members, because if they got affected by it, I said, you can kindly remove yourself, or I can remove you. It's as easy as that, and then we can have a close relationship outside of this social media. Yeah, I know, Robin, and that's you didn't have to worry about that. So there were, financial stress. There was having to navigate around things, friendships and family members, division. The big one that I didn't realize was obviously the what was I going to say? The isolation. That's what I was going to say. The isolation, which you don't realize after time, that when I was used to kind of really seeing people in person and interacting with people, and now I didn't have that. And also be told at the time, at the start of this challenging time, my daughter was having my first grandchild in Melbourne, and I was not allowed to go up there. Now, you know I'm a warrior, and you don't mess with warriors. That did not sit well with me. Anyone that tells me I can't go and see, you know, my family members, that is just, that wasn't on. And I guess then after that, I realized with the time going that I tried my best to stay really strong, but there were part of me that so struggled. Also, I kind of thought I'll never be able to see my family in Sweden again. I've lost these friends. I've lost literally, I felt like I lost everyone in my life. I felt very lonely. My relationship at the time, it also started to be strained, probably more so because I was going through a massive shift. This is something that I wasn't going to share, but I mean, I've been on a journey for a very, very long time, way before this. If you call it Dark Nights of the Soul or whatever, I usually share in my coaching about that journey. But I guess I thank God, or thank, you know, the higher, for having those experiences in the past, you know, going through the divorce way back, being in a country, having no family, being completely by myself with young kids, having no support. That is a different story for another day. But that prepared me for I guess, the last 3 years. Did someone just give me thumbs up? I give you fireworks back. It's so cool. So I guess, you know, those hard times in the past, I could say really were preparing me for the 3 years. But it was another level of pain again. And, you know, a lot of people say to me, you're always appearing so strong. You're always so strong. You haven't seen where I've been. And, you know, when you see someone like appearing strong, whatever, I guess it's a reason for that. Okay? So we're all holding ourselves, I guess, up because, you know, people say, well, you're so strong. Well, what option did I have? We have got options, of course, if we want to be here or not. Well, I chose, obviously, to be here, and I choose to be here, and I chose to work through the pain. But it got so to the point, holding everything together, losing basically everything that I worked for. I started really questioning again, you know, what am I going to do? How am I going to navigate around this? And I had to go on a journey of just soul searching, really, again. And I needed my time by myself. I'd had enough. I didn't realize at the time, but I think I had probably my 100th breakdown, which then leads to breakthrough, doesn't it? It can lead to breakthrough, can't it? So, guys, feel free to comment and share below because I'd love to have that. So, yeah, some of you guys saw that I started taking off in my van. I can't even remember. It's probably 2 years ago now. I basically packed up everything. One day I said, I just need to travel. And at the time, I just said to my ex-partner that I need to go and travel. He said, "Where are you going?" "Well, I don't know." And literally, I just needed my time. And I started just packing up really what I needed in the car and started driving up the East Coast. And I remember taking off going, I mean, it was kind of, I can't even remember. I think I was so traumatized, to be honest. It was exciting, but I thought, oh my goodness, what am I doing? And I remember coming to Lakes Entrance, and I was sitting watching the sunset there, and I was all by myself in this caravan park. And I was like watching the pelicans there, and just, I had no idea what a journey that would take me on. Far out. I had to ultimately surrender and trust. And I think honestly, it came through that I had been overloaded so much. I was in so much pain. I'm going to cry when I talk about it. So I got to shift now. I got to shift because I got to talk about how you go from pain to extraordinary. I still get emotional about it because it wasn't easy. And I know there's lots of you guys here. I know there's so many people out there that suffer quietly, particularly when it comes to, you know, it could be financial situations like myself I was in. It could be the emotional mental stress through that, which is enormous. And guys, can I say, as a woman, it's actually not easy as a woman. Someone said, actually, what's his name? Tom Barnett. If Tom Barnett is watching this, he's kind of in the freedom movement. He did a really interesting live yesterday. I watched it, and it was about female and males and the different roles, and I really resonated with that. Anyway, I'm not going to go into that, but I was going to talk about that. But just from a woman's point of view, to lose literally everything and having to restart, I shouldn't say it's very hard, but as a woman, I tell you what, it would be so lovely, I say to anyone that's married and have got the support, still married, and have a man that is there, that kind of is there to provide and support them. You are very blessed. Because as a woman, to have to do that, particularly in my age, you know, my old age, 54, and having to restart, I tell you what, I'm going to share with you what I have to kind of work through to shift the reality, because it is so easy to get stuck in where you are now. So guys, I know there's lots of women here watching. Let me know if you're going through similar things that I've gone through. And I know it's not always easy to share about the tough stuff, but I have many people that connect with me, and they start to share their stories with me because they understand that I've gone through a journey that have been really challenging too. And I know there's so many here watching now that have gone through relationship breakups through the last year, financial struggles, pain in their bodies, and that's a whole other thing. That's a huge one, which I will tap into a little bit. But anyway, I went on this journey and had to totally surrender and just trust. And so I'm going to go into some of the steps that I have had to do to go from pain to extraordinary. And by the way, guys, I am on the journey still. I'm on the journey still, and I know that I'm creating a different reality because I can feel it and it's already happening. It's here. I can see it in front of me. But there's a but. There's no but there is a but. For you women particularly, that are in a position where you're having to restart, you don't have the support perhaps anymore by, you know, the man, or if you've had a man to kind of support you, I've had a job that's kind of false sense of security, but a job. And so know that we can always change and improve. It's what I can say though, it's not always easy, is it? It's not always easy. So what I did, the first one, if you want to change your reality, the first one, I think it's kind of involves a combination of mindset shifts, intentional actions, and consistent efforts. They're the three. So if you are wanting to transform your reality, the first one is really we got to self-reflect. We got to take time to reflect on our current reality. So identifying the aspects of what you want to change and understand the underlying reasons behind them. Hello guys, it's so good to have you here. It gives me the chance to give you a little bit of fireworks. So you also wanna define your desired reality. So you need to be clear of what you want. So you need to have a bit of an idea. You need to set goals, and they need to be aligned with your values and your aspirations. Okay? So it's really stepping into your authentic truth, just being who you are. And when you are going through really challenging times, wouldn't it be silly to try to be something or create something that someone else is doing and you're actually not you? That would be pretty stupid, wouldn't it? So you really have to step into and start to listen to your heart. That is a massive one. I always thank God for my mindset. Hello, honey. Let's catch up. I know you guys are communicating here, Rob and Andrea. It's good to have you here. Yeah, so the thing is, thank God that we got the mindset. So, because if we sit in this situation, I can tell you what, for example, I often say this to people. For example, I don't see myself as a person. I actually feel really wealthy. I'm so wealthy. But I don't own a house or a home, but I'm very wealthy. So I guess if you want to create something, a different reality, whatever it is, you got to start. It starts in your mind. So we got to, of course, we got to challenge any limiting beliefs we have. We got to challenge our negative self-talk. We got to focus on opportunities and not the obstacles. And I'll tell you what, there's some people here that are going to watch this and say, "Oh, Corinne, you know, like you're showing another side now than what you showed me yesterday." Yeah, that might be true, because I'm human and I'm allowed to be down at times, as long as I don't stay there, guys. So be, as I say to people, be gentle on yourself and focus on gratitude, Andrea. That's it. But there are times that we may have to share with someone we trust and we like and we feel comfortable sharing our vulnerability with. I actually trust, and I share this with you now. I'm showing my vulnerability. Maybe I'm not bawling my eyes out like I was doing last night, but I tell you what, yesterday was a really challenging day for me. It was really challenging. And I have days where I like up here, and then I have another day. Whew, And I go, whoa. And, you know, some people don't understand me. I'm just going to plug this in because it's running low. I'm running out of battery. So if it stops, well, that will be, we'll never get to the good bit. Hopefully that will be all right. Yeah, so recognize that everyone's going through their struggles and no one's perfect. But to be able to have someone that you can kind of show your vulnerability without being judged. One thing that I really have an issue with is when people start to just, oh, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Rather than actually just, like I do with my clients, hold space for someone and really, really be there for someone when they need that. And then when you have had that day, you got the option of going, I'm going to stay in that pity victim, or you're going to go the other way and you're going to move forward. So mindset, we got to work on the mindset a lot. I use some affirmations, and I'm just looking on my board here as I'm sitting here. And what I've written here, I wrote that yesterday, it says, I live in love, peace and bliss. I live in love, peace and bliss. I live in love, peace and bliss. So I might do a mantra, and I do that when I go for a walk, and I repeat that to myself, and that really helps too. Obviously, goals are important to then break them down. First of all, having a big vision of where do I want to be, where do I see myself, break that down. And thanks you, I love peace and bliss. Oh, you are awesome, Robin. I really appreciate you. Yeah, so goals are important because, you know, how do I know where I'm going if I have no goals? So I've got to have a bit of an idea of where I want to go. So if you want to change, if you just sit there and go, well, I have no idea, well, then you might need a little bit of help to actually identify with that. So taking time to reflect. Sometimes in meditation, I ask questions. And that's actually one thing that I need to do more because I've been very busy, and that's when I need to do more meditation. So I've been a little bit naughty there. I used to do a lot more. Yeah, practice gratitude is like the key to change your life around. So, you know, even just, you know, I say it's another day in paradise. It's a beautiful day today. It is just an awesome day today. It's even getting better and better and better. The sun is shining here and bright every day. It's just beautiful. So those small little things makes a big difference to me. We've got to let go of negativity, of course. We may have to let go of some relationships that are not so positive. Like I said, I had to let go of a lot of I have let go of so many friends and so many people. And yesterday when I was down, I literally was sitting here going, there's no one left. It's me. And guys, I want to share one thing with you. And I know there's many people like me. I know there's many people like me. Can I ask you guys here, who spent Christmas and New Year's totally by themselves? Who did? Give me a heart or a thumb. I want to see in the chat. Who was completely alone at Christmas and New Year's? I haven't got any hearts and likes anymore. Well, I'll tell you one person that I know that was completely by themselves on Christmas and New Year's, and that was me. Now, that was the first time in my life that I was like completely by myself. I normally, through the many years since my divorce, many years ago, 16 years ago or so, I used to drop the kids off to their father Christmas Day, and then it was a little bit challenging, very emotional time then I had to I went back and I just packed up everything and that was it. And I went out on my surf ski or did something like that. This year, my daughter and my 2 grandkids and her partner, actually, I saw them up until the 21st. Then they left to go to my home country on the 21st, Sweden. And I was staying in their place and I decided to stay there. And I decided I'm going to just chill. I needed that. But as we know, just the thought that everyone else is around loved ones and family and you're completely by yourself, it requires a lot of management when it comes to your mindset. You know, it's just another day and I have an opportunity to really take it easy, to, you know, just read a book, go for a walk on the beach. So I was really proud of myself for managing that time. But what I was going to say with that, those times where you've had to navigate through things, it really makes you stronger. I really truly think that it makes someone stronger. Doesn't mean that it's easy. It can be very painful, but it's what meaning we put to things. Remember that, guys. This is the important thing. It's whatever meaning you put on something. So if I thought that, oh my God, I'm here by myself, this is the end of the world, I've got no one in the world, what kind of meaning do I put on it? You know, is going to determine how I feel about that day. So instead, did you guys see that I made a funny reel and I danced around the Christmas tree and I had the opportunity to do that? So I was really proud of myself managing that mindset. So the other thing I think is important too, to go from pain to extraordinary, is to celebrate achievements. Celebrate both small and significant achievements along your way. You got to acknowledge the process and you got to use that as a motivation to drive you towards your reality. Hello, Maria, how are you? Good evening, good to see you. Hope you're going well. I'll give you a bit of fireworks too if we can. Yes. So practice patience, another one. So what I also learned, that you got to understand that change takes time also. We got to be really gentle with ourselves. We got to be patient. Now, that's not my strength because I'm not very patient. I want things to happen ASAP. So that's not always so easy. That's probably the hardest thing for me. If I want something, I want it now. I'm not very patient. So I've got to be very patient with myself. I've got to be patient with a process. And I've got to stay committed with the goals, even when it's really challenging. So the other thing I tapped into before is don't be afraid to seek support from, you know, a counselor, a friend, a coach, whatever, someone that you can share your goals, your challenges, and they can give you some valuable insights, perspective, perhaps encouragement. So there's some of the things that you can do to go from pain to extraordinary. I want to see, I made some other notes here. The first one, I don't know if I said, but the first one is obviously you've got to acknowledge and accept the pain. It comes with really, rather than suppressing and saying and denying what you're feeling, allow yourself to feel what you're feeling and try to understand it, but don't get stuck there. But accepting where we are, if that is, for example, you know, like if you want to lose weight, for example, you know, I need to lose like 15 kilos, so that's another story. But because a lot of stress, also, as we know, you gain weight. So what do you have to do? You have to accept where you are right now, because if you don't accept that, how can healing How can healing start? Me too, Robin. Good. I've got something really exciting coming up. So you got to stay tuned. Hey, Catherine, I've got so many of my team members here. It's so good to see. So good to see. And women, awesome women that have gone through also a lot of pain, and that's making a difference and stepping into the authentic truth. But I've got something really exciting happening that I'm going to be sharing with you in the coming month. And I also got some incredible retreats coming up as well. I'm really, really excited about that. And that's going to be in this amazing area I'm in. So, yeah, accepting and acknowledging where you are is big ones. You have to love yourself, accept yourself for where you are. That's one thing, connecting to your inner child and really, really loving yourself for where you are. When I can honestly say that I have such love for myself that I didn't used to have. Maybe that's got to do with age or something, I don't know. But I know that little girl I was, and still am, that's still part of me, that have managed through all the obstacles and and that massive amount of challenges. And I have reminded myself how incredible I've been and how much I love myself from being able to navigate around that. And I'm very, very grateful for, for me and where I am. And if someone comes in here and they pick on those small, oh, you should lose a little bit of weight, or you should do that, I say, no, I shouldn't do that. But, but people don't know anyone's story. So start judging or giving advice without knowing where they've been and why that is coming from is just not very nice. One thing that I've learned is, and I just love interacting with people. I love listening to people's stories, and I just find it so fascinating, life in general. And ladies, now is the time to not hold back. I'm a hottie. Well, thank you, Robin. Maybe there's a man here that can say I'm a hottie. Maybe that's a challenge for them. So any guy that has come this far on the live, please boost my ego. No, I don't have an ego anymore. We all have. But I want to hear you are a hottie from a man, maybe not from a woman. Thank you, Robin. I love it. Come on, boys. Oh my God, where am I going with this? How am I going to end this? I am going to end it soon, but not yet. I'm still going. I'm going to see what I've missed here. I think I've gone through pretty much everything. Yeah, so just back to, I just love hearing people's stories. And I know that a lot of people hold it very close to their heart and don't want to be sharing about what they've gone through, because we all have gone through different things. And remember, if you think that, oh, what I've gone through is not that big, remember this. If it's big for you, it is significant. Don't minimize something if it's big for you. Again, it's what meaning you put to it. If it really impacted you in many ways, it was a big thing for you. If someone thinks it's a small thing, well, that's their perception of it. It could have caused you a great deal of pain. It's true, isn't it? So don't let anyone say, oh, what I've gone through is way bigger than yours. Do you know what? I will share you. I can share all night long. I've nearly been sharing in freaking hour. you know, when I, many years ago, that's how old I am, went through a divorce. My daughter was 11, my son was 9. Keep in mind that I moved country for this person. It was a love of my life. How would it be? Oh, he tried to reconnect. How would it be? I'm still here. How would it be? What would happen if I lost my husband? I would be completely alone. That was a little thought here. Now be careful what you think about, because eventually that became my reality. That's a big learning. Big learning to be careful what you think about. So, yeah, so that was really, really hard for me at the time to lose my family that I had here and was left completely by myself with 2 fairly young kids. I actually can't remember really what I was going to say about that, but that's a story for another time. I have a lot of stories. I like storytelling. So I obviously forgot what I was going to say with that story, but anyway, it is what it is. There's been a lot of challenges. I know you guys have gone through a lot too. I know you, Robin, have got through a lot of challenge in your life. And now it is either we let that determine our future or we make a shift. And what I want to say is now, ladies, you that are in a position where you feel like you're kind of sitting here, kind of exploring yourself, and you're going, you know, I know that I'm meant for bigger things. I know that I can do this. I know deep down, I know that you can do it, but you're a little bit scared. You're a little bit scared to really just step into your power. And so many of us really kind of worry about what other people think about us. But I believe now is the time we start to question, this is what's happening energetically in the world. There's a lot of things happening. We are slowly kind of being nudged to wake up to who we truly, truly are. And if we do not do that now, when do we do it? Maybe in the next life. But wouldn't you rather want to do it now? I think it would be good to do it now. We are meant for bigger things. And yeah, you guys here, I really am urging any women, any men that watch this, that resonate with this, please write something in the comment, because you know, we need to connect more. We need to have that community where we can help each other along and sharing, you know, those things that can be a little bit challenging. So, oh my goodness. So what's been happening for me has in the last year's been another upgrade. I thought I'd done it all and I thought I was ready for it all, and then I got hit again, and I got hit again, and I got hit again by other things that made me grow, made me realize, made me have to let go of more and more and more again. Oh my goodness, I thought it was the end of it. So when I was sitting by myself, you know, during those important sort of, you know, New Year's Eve and all that, which is a big day for me, I actually realised, you know, you have memories that link to obviously certain dates. I actually got married on New Year's Eve 31 years ago. And I was reflecting this year how different person I am. I'm like a completely, I mean, I may look younger now. I actually look happier. my face has shifted. I'm actually a believer too that you can shift how you look. You can actually create that from within. That's a different story. But I'm a great believer, and I look at myself and I have a smile now. I look different. Yeah, I know you have to go. I'm up too late. I know. I've got to stop soon. So I'm going to finish off very, very soon in a few minutes. So yeah, we've got to connect together. And yeah, in the last, I've let go of a lot. And what has happened, something came into my life. I want to finish with this. Sometimes there's opportunity that comes into my life. So I was asking for something to help me with my abundance, with my pain in my body. Lots of pain. I'm also in pain still, but it's a lot less. There's been massive shift. And what happened was that this opportunity just landed in my lap. And you guys have seen this bottle and probably seen me share about the golden drops. And when I now look back how this has changed my life on a physical level, on an abundance level, it's extraordinary. So to be able to help and impact people financially, so abundantly, but most of all, making people grow and making people feel better is extraordinary. That's another story that I can share with you because I've been in massive pain. That's another story. So these drops came into my life. I know some of you seen me share. That is one thing. That's one tool that can actually transform your life, your wellness. And if you listen right to the end, I'd love to invite you to a couple of events. I'll be going down to Melbourne. I'll be going down to Geelong. I'm going to see Robin. I'm going to see Ian. I'm going to see so many people. Catherine. I'm going to see people that also are onto this, and it will change our lives and our reality in so many ways, and we've got a nice community. So how long have I been sharing now? People probably just left me, but if you're watching right to the end, right to the end, I watched right to the end. It was a great sharing. I love you guys, and I love you for the support, and I didn't cry this time. All right. Please send me a message if you resonate with anything. Let me help you if you're really feeling stuck, or if you're feeling like you need a little bit of support or someone to listen, you know, and just get you to feel heard. Reach out. All right. Thanks, hot stuff. Yes! Goodbye. Good night. Love you. Go.